Deep inside Kuwait, close to the Iraqi border, American forces start another day waiting for orders to go to war. Fearing the consequences, many around the world oppose this conflict. But America insists it can ensure a much faster war than people think with its overwhelming firepower. Here in the Kuwaiti desert, US forces are gearing up for a massive ground assault on Iraq. Pressure to make this a quick war and threats of chemical and biological attacks could mean a combination of tactics we've never seen before. They call themselves the tip of the spear, an armoured task force that will lead George Bush's invasion of Iraq. At full speed, their Abrams tanks could get them to Baghdad in just a few days. But the men of the 164 Armour Brigade know it won't be that easy.
Biggest threat to me, I think, would be chemical. We do have NBC system in a tank that'll filter out anything from the outside air, overpressurizes, keeps chemicals from coming inside of the tank itself.
Today's testing is vital. At any moment now, these tanks could be leading America into an uncertain future in a blaze of deadly firepower.
Hey, go ahead and identify channel number 5 on the left. Channel number 5 on the left.
They kill any enemy aggressor, whether it be a personnel carrier, whether it be another tank, can kill aircraft, can kill bunkers, can destroy buildings. It's got multiple uses.
40-year-old Lieutenant Colonel Eric Schwartz knows his tanks and the area. In '91, he came here to liberate Kuwait from Iraq.
Yeah, we'll just have them pull back and we can finish them up.
A company captain in the last Gulf War, Schwartz is now commander of the entire task force and feels he's here to finish the job against a familiar, now diminished enemy. But haven't the Iraqis learnt the lessons of the last war?
Sure they did. We study not only just the leaders, the commanders, but even our young soldiers study about the Iraqi army, the Iraqi leaders, why they do the things they do, what makes them think the way they think. So we actually know quite a bit about them.
Only 2 rounds made it through that one.
Half of Kuwait is now off limits to its own citizens, an operations base for 70,000 American troops ready to march on Baghdad. More arrive by the day.
We're hoping to speed it up by just firing.
American field commanders don't talk tactics, but well-connected Kuwaitis paint an intriguing picture of how Iraq might be won.
The plan will have 3 phases, I think. The first phase will be a kind of air war where they can bombard Baghdad and they can use a smart weapon in this.
In those first few days, America will hit Iraq with a bombardment so intense that it aims to overwhelm Iraqi defenders, while precision bombs target key command centers.
With the targeted missiles, with the precision on specific targets that will be in this war, as I understand it, less targeted on civilian areas and more targeted on all the symbols of power and all the symbols of the regime.
After that, they're gonna go for a grand attack using the Iraqi opposition from the north and the south. And they're going to have the Iraqi border or the periphery of the Iraq will be collapsing.
So far, this strategy sounds little different to the conventional war fought by America and its allies in the last Gulf War 12 years ago. Then, too, Americans struck from afar, their precision weapons fueling a callous confidence.
Now I'm going to show you a picture of the luckiest man in Iraq. right through the crosshairs. And now in his rearview mirror,
They insisted the smart bombs reduced the numbers of dead, dismissing civilian casualties simply as collateral damage.
This is not a game. Those are human lives. Human lives. Enough of civilians.
This time, the Americans will unveil another secret weapon, high-tech bombs that will send out microwave surges to fry enemy electronics, halting Iraqi mobility, shutting down communications.
We hear about something called microwave, that it doesn't hurt individuals, but it will hurt the machines. It will jam the communication fully, and it will make it very hard to think, to react.
They will be in control of the Iraqi TV, they will be in control of the radio station, they will be in control even in the remote control of Saddam Hussein. He cannot move anything, he cannot use his mobile, he cannot use his telephone, he cannot use his remote control to call up his assistants. So if they see on the Iraqi TV that a program run by the Americans telling them that Saddam Hussein is in captivity, I think everybody will be in the street, and this will lead for more chaos, which in the final analysis will lead for the collapse of the government.
The tanks will roll, and the target will be Basra and Baghdad. And a week or two could be the duration of that war.
Kuwait's pro-American confidence may be based on past experience. The American slaughter of retreating Iraqi soldiers 12 years ago on what became known as the Highway of Death remains the enduring symbol of the last Gulf War. But at the time it revealed a mainly conscript Iraqi army without the will or support to face the American invasion. On the same highway today, few signs of the killing remain. Instead, it's choked with a new traffic. The constant stream of American military convoys taking supplies to the front. But the forthcoming battle for Baghdad may be different to freeing Kuwait 12 years ago. In a fight to the end, Saddam may use the weapons of mass destruction he's alleged to possess.
Saddam believes this could be its real final protection.
So in that case, he will use them, you would think?
If he has to, or if he gets cornered.
اللي ما عنده شغل يحاول يساعد اللي عنده شغل، okay boy?
In Kuwait City, members of the Civil Defence Operations Unit prepare for the worst. Well within range of Saddam's missiles, if Kuwait is struck with chemical weapons, these men will be on rescue duty. On secondment from the British Air Force, Flight Lieutenant Joe Doohan is here to train them. But a chemical strike on Kuwait is a scenario he doesn't wish to contemplate.
It would be truly horrific, the consequences, major casualties.
As the drill unfolds, the limitations of dealing with biological warfare become obvious. In a real attack, they could be in these suits for days.
Believe me, it's like sauna inside. You're sweating and you feel dizzy and really tiring inside. And it's really very, very hot, especially in summertime in Kuwait or during these times with the sun. It's really very hot.
Of course, American troops are ordered to have now controversial shots from anything they can. Smallpox and anthrax the main fears. But behind their lines, another enemy lurks among the people they call friends, the Kuwaitis. Najib Al-Wagian is Kuwait's leading defence lawyer on security cases. Today, he's heading to court to defend 9 young Kuwaitis accused of conspiring to kill 2 US troops in an attack last October. All admit being members of Al-Qaeda.
They believe in paradise. They thought that the way of paradise is killing the enemy of Islam, which is the enemy in Islam in their beliefs, which is American right now.
As war draws near, militant leaders are urging operatives to step up attacks.
I believe they will not stop. If they are intent in doing something, they could do it easily. They have the same point of view, which is that the enemy is still here.
In their secured desert camps, US troops focus on their main enemy, the Iraqis. This is the Pentagon's worst nightmare. A desperate last stand in Iraq's main cities by forces loyal to Saddam. But Kuwaitis believe the Iraqi resistance will instead crumble.
I don't see major resistance from the Iraqi sides, and there could be even whole sections of the Iraqi army that would either surrender or move to the other side altogether with the Iraqi opposition. And you could even see an intifada, you could see an attempt for a coup, you could see many other scenarios as the military situation develops in the first hours or days.
Wishful thinking? Maybe. But 7 months of Saddam's repression gave Kuwaitis a taste of how the Iraqis feel, and they've had good intelligence on Iraq ever since.
You have an army that's demoralized, you have an army that is weaker than it ever was, you have a Republican Guards that's also demoralized, and you have a country that doesn't believe in the legitimacy of its ruler, and therefore it looks like it's an empty shell.
The former head of Kuwait's defence forces agrees. After 10 years of studying Iraq's army, General Ali al-Momen has just retired.
Obviously, fighting in a built-up area is not an easy thing. And it could delay things and possibly, cause some casualties. But I don't expect Iraq's army will put such a fight personally, because I think when you know the end result, it would come to your sense somehow, sometime.
Even if Iraqi forces eventually crumble, there are many dangers. A post-Saddam civil war, Arab backlash against foreign invaders, chemical strikes on Israel, significant American and possibly even Australian casualties. But Kuwait's strategic thinkers see a post-Saddam democracy with an impact across the Arab world.
I got a feeling, that the Iraqi people are, not that stupid to have an upheaval, because I think the Iraqi people already suffered enough.
All the Arab world will see how the Iraqi regime will crumble. All the Arab world will see the Iraqi people welcoming the liberators, at least for the first 5-6 months. All the Arab world will see that an illegitimate leader can be toppled easily by a superpower.
There are many vagaries in war. Out here, even the elements conspire against an easy victory. The Americans have to move soon to avoid debilitating desert heat. Last time Colonel Schwartz was here, he lost 2 men to their own grenades. Friendly fire a major danger when riding the American war machine.
That tank moves very fast, but it's very dangerous too. That tank is designed to kill people, and if you're not careful, that tank will hurt you as well.
America is gambling its superpower status on winning this war, but a quick victory cannot be guaranteed, nor the survival of a new order imposed by the United States.